When we talk about living longer, we often think about complicated tests or advanced technology that only doctors can measure. But here's what science has shown us: sometimes the most powerful predictors of life after 70 are found in the simplest things your body does every single day. One of the clearest examples is how fast you walk. Walking speed might seem ordinary, but in the eyes of researchers, it's extraordinary. A strong, steady pace is not just about moving from one place to another. It's a reflection of how well your heart, your lungs, your muscles, and even your nervous system are working together. In other words, the way you move through the world physically is a silent report card of your health. Think about it. Every step you take is an act of balance, strength, coordination, and endurance. When walking becomes slow or difficult, it often signals more than tired legs. It can be a window into deeper issues like cardiovascular strain, declining muscle mass, or even early signs of frailty. And science is very clear on this. The faster, more confident your steps are, the stronger your chances of living a longer and healthier life. It's as if the rhythm of your walk is whispering the rhythm of your years. The same is true for grip strength. Now, you might laugh at the idea that something as simple as how firmly you can hold a jar or how tightly you can squeeze someone's hand could predict how long you'll live. But study after study has shown that grip strength is one of the most reliable indicators of overall vitality. Why? Because grip strength is not just about your hands, it's about the muscles in your body, the health of your nerves, and the resilience of your bones. It reflects how much power and energy still flow through you. Weak grip strength, on the other hand, is often a sign of muscle decline, frailty, and even higher risks of illness. And then there's balance. Balance is something we take for granted until it starts to slip away. Yet the ability to stand steady on one foot, to rise from a chair without wobbling, or to move without fear of falling is a powerful marker of life expectancy. Because balance is not only physical, it's deeply connected to brain health. When your body knows how to keep itself upright, it tells us that your nervous system is still sharp, your reflexes are still alive, and your brain is still communicating effectively with every muscle. So, when we look at walking speed, grip strength, and balance, we're not just talking about numbers or exercises. We're talking about the language of the body's way of telling us how much life force still resides within. And here's the beauty of it: these are things you can influence, they're not fixed. You can strengthen your walk, train your grip, improve your balance. You can work with your body, and in doing so, you can influence the years ahead of you. If the body tells us part of the story of longevity, the mind tells us the rest. Science has revealed something extraordinary: the sharpness of our thoughts, the resilience of our emotions, and even the depth of our outlook on life are just as powerful at predicting how long we live as the strength of our muscles or the speed of our steps. The mind, in many ways, is not separate from the body. It is the orchestra conductor. It sets the rhythm for how well everything else functions. Researchers have found again and again that cognitive health, the ability to remember, to focus, to solve problems, is a strong predictor of survival after 70. When the mind begins to dim, the body often follows. But when the mind remains bright, curious, and engaged, it sparks vitality in every other system. Think about someone you know in their 70s or 80s who still has that sparkle in their eyes, who still tells stories, asks questions, and seeks to learn. That aliveness of mind often reflects aliveness of spirit and body. It is as if the brain's energy is fueling the body's will to keep going. And it's not just about memory. Emotional health is just as critical. Studies show that seniors with a strong sense of purpose, those who wake up each day with something to live for, tend to live longer. Purpose acts like an inner compass, giving the body a reason to endure. It keeps stress hormones in check, strengthens the immune system, and even lowers the risk of chronic disease. Loneliness and despair, on the other hand, can shorten life, not because they are just feelings, but because they become physical realities. They alter sleep, weaken immunity, and affect the heart. optimism, too, plays its role. A hopeful mindset doesn't erase challenges, but it changes the way the body experiences them. Optimists are more likely to recover from illness, more likely to follow healthy routines, and more likely to find joy even in simple things. Neuroscience shows us that positive emotions literally rewire the brain, creating pathways that enhance resilience. And resilience is the quiet strength that helps us face not just years, but the quality of those years. What this tells us is that longevity is not just about what you can lift or how fast you can walk, but about how you think, how you feel, and how you choose to see the world. The health of your mind and emotions is not an accessory, it is central to your survival. A curious brain, a hopeful heart, and a purposeful spirit can literally add years to your life. So, as we reflect on the predictors of longevity, let us not forget that the body may carry us, but it is the mind that decides how far we'll go. Closing thought: guard your mind and nurture your spirit, because the way you think about living may very well decide how long you do. If there's another layer to this story of longevity, one that doesn't shout but whispers. The body has ways of sending signals, quiet indicators that tell us how much strength still lives inside us. These aren't always as visible as how fast we walk or how firmly we grip, but they are no less important. They show up in patterns, in subtle changes, in the rhythms of appetite, weight, breath, and resilience. And when we learn to notice them, we begin to understand not just how we are aging, but how we are living. Take something as simple as weight stability. At first, it may seem unremarkable, just a number on a scale. But science tells us that when seniors experience sudden or unexplained weight loss, it often predicts declining health, sometimes even before major illnesses reveal themselves. The body's appetite is a mirror of its energy reserves. When we eat well, when food still tastes like joy, when we can nourish ourselves consistently, it speaks to vitality. But when appetite fades, it often signals that the body is slowing down, conserving energy in preparation for a shorter road ahead. Then consider the lungs and the heart. These two organs are like lifelong partners, dancing in perfect rhythm to keep us alive. The strength of your breath, the steadiness of your heartbeat, these are silent predictors of longevity. A strong lung capacity doesn't just mean you can climb a flight of stairs without stopping. It means your body is still resilient enough to deliver oxygen to every cell, fueling life at its core. A steady, efficient heart means your years are still powered by endurance. When either of these falters, life often becomes more fragile. And resilience, this is perhaps the most powerful signal of all. How quickly do you recover from illness? How often do you bounce back from a fall, a cold, or a hospital stay? Research shows that seniors who rebound quickly, whose bodies know how to heal, are the ones most likely to live longer. Resilience is the body's quiet promise: I can still protect you. I can still repair what is broken. It doesn't mean never getting sick. It means having the strength to rise again. What's striking is that none of these signals, the appetite, the breath, the heartbeat, the recovery, can be easily faked. They are authentic truths spoken directly by the body itself. And they remind us of something important. Longevity is not only about what we do in the present moment, but about how our bodies have been cared for across a lifetime. Closing thought: the body always tells the truth. The question is not whether it speaks, it always does. The question is whether you are willing to listen, and in listening, to give yourself the gift of more life.